Assalamu alaikum, and peace and blessings be upon you and your family over the world. I think sometimes because it's
I am wearing an outfit from
the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, so I'm happy to be on the show with you.
I thank you so much.
A woman shall rise as high as her God-given gift. Assalamu alaikum and peace be unto you. Welcome to another episode of At My Sister's House. Now we welcome you and thank you for joining us. I'm going to start out by saying don't forget to subscribe and like the video that you'll see the link below. So thank you again for tuning in for another episode. Now today, it is my honor. Now, I say all the time, I am grateful for my guests, and I always am. But today, I have the distinct honor of having my sister with us today. And you'll notice we're in a different location, so we'll talk about that as well. But this is my sister. She is the owner of Gifted Touch. We are in her office space, and we'll talk more about that momentarily. But I want to invite and welcome to the show today my sister, Roselyn Coe. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Now, for those of you who've been watching the episodes from the beginning, you heard me talk that Roselyn was the reason all of this got started. So I'm very grateful. We are now in season 3 and all from your idea and your thoughts. So thank you for that.
Yes.
Now, we're here in your office space.
Yes.
And we're here for a reason. Last month, the month of June, we hosted the first workshop.
Yes.
Sisterspreneur workshop, taking your business to the next level.
Yes.
Great idea.
Yes.
Great turnout.
Wonderful.
Now we're coming into the second one. For the month of July, we're going to do Breaking the Silence, the Black Woman's Mental Health Workshop. What is your idea, your thoughts behind us doing these workshops?
My idea is that I want to uplift the Black woman in every way we can.
Yeah.
Mentally, financially, because then that, once we got us lifted up, then we can all go forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, we can't just me promote me and then leave you your home, because then we're not moving up. So we have to move up together. And
the collectiveness, the sisterhood of
Yes.
it. And Roselyn and I have talked about this for years. Now let me say, my mother was really an advocate of get your own business, do something for yourself. So we have that drive.
Yes.
From my mother, and you'll hear more about what we're doing with everything under that name. My mother's name was Opal. So the Opal Business and Wellness Enterprise will be hosting and sponsoring all these workshops. Now, with your vision, how far do you want to take it? Because I know we're doing workshops, but ultimately, where would you like to go with this?
The sky's the limit. I don't have a limitation on what I want the women. When they can come back and say, thank you, I appreciate it, it worked for me. That's why I'm trying to do this without any cost. I don't want money to be the issue. I don't want you to say, well, I could have made it, but this week it was, it was school or it was lunch, or I had to put it in priority, and that was not. But I want the woman to be able to come out, listen, and leave knowing that she can take these skills and use them.
Now, Roselyn, you mentioned the free.
Yes.
And last month, the Sisterspreneur Workshop was a free event. The vendors were here, and we saw a great turnout.
Yes.
This month event, again, another free event.
Yes.
We're again inviting all out here to the Crossroad. We'll give you that address and information, but it's right here in Southfield, Michigan, on the outskirts of Detroit. And it was a free event, and I think that does open the door where people won't have a hindrance.
Yes.
So that's a blessing. Now let me ask you this, Gifted Touch, that's your business.
Yes.
And you've had your business a while. You've had Gifted Hands, Gifted Touch. So let's talk about Gifted Touch. What is Gifted Touch? What do you offer? What's the services?
So I have a service where all occasion, whether it's weddings, funerals, birthday, any occasion that you want to celebrate you or your loved ones, I will come in and decorate or do whatever is need to be done. If you just want a flower arrangement, that's good. If you need a spread for the funeral, you need flowers for the funeral, or you want a bouquet for a wedding, any occasion that I have something.
So event planning.
Yes.
The full event planning. Now, I know with all that we're doing, and with you having your own business, what would you say is the hardest struggle of balancing being a mom, a grandmom, you're active in your church, plus you have your own business that keep you busy? What is it that's the hardest, or what's one of the biggest hurdles you had to overcome in balancing it all?
Well, I don't know if I had any problem with that, because in my brain I already have it where I'm, I have to have things in order. So I constantly, be like, I need this over here, this need to go here, this has to. So I have already a system, and it comes from a childhood that mother taught us, that you have to put things in perspective. She used to do things as a kid that put me into the place that I'm at now, and she learned it by right, because we came from her father that had his own gas station back in the 60s, which is very uncommon then. So I come from a line of women that has used to being multitask, my grandmother, being able to make sure all of us eat, make sure all of us have what we need, so I think I learned it by right.
Now, we're going into the mental health this month. And looking at the Black woman's mental health. What is it from this workshop you really wanted to get across to our sisters that come out to attend?
Well, we always put like that superwoman, and she has to be that superwoman. So it's nothing wrong with being able to have everything in order as far as my home, my business, my life, my kids. Nothing wrong, but you need to make sure that you have not let it get out of control to where it's controlling you. If you're controlling it, then that's fine. It's in order. You need to also be able to take, like I do. I sneak away to a movie all the time, and my kids will say, "Mama's not answering the phone. She's at the movie." So you have to be able to not only put those things in order, but your time for yourself in order, and say, listen, I'm taking, if it ain't nothing but an hour, if the mall is what you like, or the movie is what you like, or sitting in the car with eating bonbons, okay. Just whatever you say, that this is my time for me. And then it helps with your own mental state so that you can keep those things in order.
Now, you talked about the superwoman, the superwoman syndrome and the strong Black woman syndrome. And these will be topics that we will be discussing at the workshop. Because we're in an era where the Black woman specifically, she puts herself on the back burner so many times. She could tell you all about her husband, the children, her mother, her father, the house, everything but herself. And we'll take on putting on a superwoman cape, and we're going through anxieties. We're struggling with it. I just did a business presentation, and I stated that over 2.5 million Black women in America have symptoms of depression. And many of us are functioning as if it's norm, or we are having outbursts and don't realize these are symptoms of other things. So that's what this workshop will go into and cover, looking at the Black woman's mental health and the balance of it, and giving us ways to self-care, self-love, self-empower without feeling like you got to do it all. Because sometimes you can't get it all done today. And that's okay too. And knowing how to bring that balance, and not know, because I didn't do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, that still don't mean I didn't get a lot done today. So that balance, and even with our own mother, we've seen a lot that I don't think in the moment we realize mentally what's going on with her. But in hindsight, we can look back now and say, that's what that was.
Yeah.
You know. Now, for you, is there anything scripturally towards this workshop you want to say? Anything on your spirit, like towards your motivation of it, your
You mean
desire,
for the 27th?
Anything, any of it, the
Okay.
workshop, your business, being here in this space. Is there something that's driving you from your faith to keep you going here, or why you're here in this space, scripturally, like God-given?
Okay, I'm trying to understand what you're asking me.
You know how you always say the Lord told me and the Lord guided me.
Well,
You're
see,
now
this
in
is
your
what it,
own office
right. So
space.
how this happened was, I went to my credit union, and they approved me, and they said, "Oh yes, okay, yeah." They pre-approved me. So once they pre-approved you, they tell you, okay, once you get a couple of these things done, come back. So I'm like, okay. And Lord said, keep it to yourself. Don't let your right hand know what your left hand's doing. I said, okay. So I didn't. So when I decided to come back with some of the stuff they asked me, they looked at me and said, your pay changed. Your pay stub is not where...
reflecting what it did initially.
Yeah. So I'm saying, oh shoot, I forgot. I was not supposed to cut my hours back until after I got the... so I messed up. So they said, well, since we already had pre-approved you, if you get back these hours, we can go forward. So I went and sat in the car and I said, all right, Lord, I don't want those hours back.
Right.
I don't want to do none of that. I like the hours I have. I want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So this ain't my job to work out.
Right.
You put this in my spirit. It is your time. I'm not carrying this.
Right.
Because that means that I'm now the one that's supposed to put all this in order and work this out.
Right.
You put in my spirit. You want me to have my hall. You wanted me to do this. You work it out.
Right.
I'm not working this out.
Right.
This is beyond. You know, I need to stay in my lane.
Right.
So since you told me this what you want me to do, and so I sat in the car and I said, and I had that long conversation, I'm not doing nothing. You work it out. So, and I said, I'm not even thinking, because what came to me is either you're going to worry or you're going to give it over to him.
Right.
Which one you going to do? And so I said, and I'm not, because it came in my head while I said, I'm not worrying about it. I'm not going to think about it. You work it out. And so when you called me and said, hey, if you had your building like you supposed to, I could go in there and do my book. And so then I said, okay, let me help find her a place. and that was a setup from a setup. God was setting me up, because now I'm looking for you a place. And then we got it here and I said, oh,
Right.
I can do this.
This is my space.
This
Now
is-
I'm
yeah.
not here and you are here. So that was a
like,
great setup.
Oh, I said I can work this out. And so what he did, he said, okay, that didn't work out.
Right.
So he made another way for me to get exactly the same thing. Sometimes you move too fast and God still say, I got you. I moved too fast. I got out of there. I cut my hours back. It wasn't nothing he did. So
Right.
now I'm fussing at him because
What your decision
what I
you
did.
made.
You know, I made that decision. So and he just worked it out, in which I know it was definitely him.
Now that you're in this space and you're working out of here, is it everything that you thought it was going to be as far as what you need to do?
It's really more, because I now can do all this, and then if I want to do something down there, I can do that. And I don't have to be trying to worry about all the overhead that I wanted to, or have to worry about, because, you know, when I did do this lease and I was saying, well, you know, they got a room downstairs, and he's like, you can do anything you want up here, you know. So, and I had to think about, oh, okay. And what reminded me when he said that, what came in my mind is what Michelle Obama said about her dad. Her dad used to, when they fixed their plate, they would look on their place and be like, I'm almost done. Is there any more food? You know, any more? And like he said, what's wrong with what you had?
Right.
And that came to me what she said, that her daddy was like, eat what's on your plate. And so, and that's what I was doing. He was like, you got all this on your plate.
Right.
Why not use what you have instead of
worrying about that next day?
Yes.
So this is more or less could be the beginning of the next level.
Yeah.
But starting here first.
Because we haven't outgrew this.
And with this space, of course, we're doing the workshops.
Yes.
What else would you like to see with this space?
I would also like more of breaking off into lecture. Like this could be its own little room. That could be its own little room. That could be a couple rooms where we have a bunch of classes going on. Teaching
Training
women.
sessions.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that we can have, you know, whether we're training them or saying, hey, we're going to show you how to do your will. We're going to show you why you should have a will. Or we could show you, like, these are the steps you need to have your own business. Okay, over here, we're going to take pictures of you so that you can have that with your own business. So I would like to break out and we have those little
utilize
private,
all the space available. Well, because I love that we're having this opportunity. And then sometimes it can be tapings here or we do it on site, or the workshop was phenomenal. And I think it was just seeing the faces of everyone here and the excitement and joy from the speakers as well as the guests. And it was, again, our own uninterrupted space. So that was a cool part. So.
And the Lord had told me once before, he said, you're the door open. You're going to open the door for a lot of other business. I don't have a problem with that. I'm not trying to benefit from it. But if I can hold the door open for other people to walk through to create their own business, to create their own, whether it's family or friend, you know, it doesn't matter. The goal is to get you up and going.
And that's when it's genuine. When you're not looking for yourself to be in the spotlight, but you comfortable saying, I did this to help somebody else. You ain't got to give no shout out. You ain't got to mention my name. I'm pleased knowing my blessings come from knowing it was done. I don't care if it's my name on the front of it or not, but I'm glad to know I got to help you get through the next door. I thank you, Roz. I thank you for allowing us to come up here and tape here and do what we're able to do with you and be a part of it with you. And like I said, I know big things are coming from this, because this is just the beginning. This is truly just the beginning. So thank you. Thank you so much.
No problem.
So that is the desire from Breaking the Science, the Black Women's Mental Health Workshop that will be July 27th, right here at Crossroads. 16250 Northland Drive in Southfield, Michigan. We are going to be here at 2 p.m. We look forward to having you here. I thank you for joining us. And again, we look forward to seeing you. You'll have more information coming, so please stay tuned and watch. And don't forget to subscribe and like. And again, you have a great evening, and we thank you for tuning in. Assalamu alaikum.